Hi friends. This week I was reading the story of Brian McLaren. He's a pastor and author, but his story starts back when he was in high school. He grew up going to church and doing a lot of the church activities with his family. But he more and more as he grew up, he was really uncomfortable with the teachings of his church. Because see, his church said that you can't trust science all the time. His church said that women were not allowed to serve in the church and that people should not question what the church teaches, that their faith means just believing what they have been told. And so the older that he got through high school, he was more and more uncomfortable with all of this. It just didn't feel right to him. And so he decided that when he left and went to college that he was leaving the church. Because to him, that church, those beliefs, that was his faith, that was his God, that was his religion, and he didn't believe that. And so he made these plans that he would just get through high school and then that was it. He was finished. So he was at a church retreat at camp, and the teenagers snuck out of their cabins and climbed up a hill where he laid down in the grass. And he said at that moment, looking up at that dark sky, that he realized how small he was and how vast the universe was. How he was on this planet with billions of other people with this vast universe around him. And then he had this moment where he said he felt God there. He said, I felt seen, known, and loved. I felt an outpouring of love that completely covered me. And it wasn't just for me. It was also an outpouring of love for the grass in the field next to me, for everything. All of creation was loved. I experienced God as love that night. And that night, that experience completely changed his life, because that was when he realized that his faith was not tied to that church, to those teachings that he did not believe in, but that he was an active participant in his faith, that asking questions was okay and in fact should be encouraged. And he looked more at the churches that were so focused on who was not allowed to belong. And that was where things really started to change for him. He went on to be a pastor, and his biggest concern was that everyone knew they were included. That it didn't matter if you were a man or a woman. It did not matter who you loved, where you were from, what you looked like. You are loved by our God, our Creator. And so this is the message that he has gone out and spent his entire life sharing with the world. I hope that you can find a place where you can ask good questions, where you feel that you belong and are accepted and loved and celebrated just as you are, because that is what church should be. You should know that you have power, that you have gifts, and you should find a place that celebrates them, because my friends, there are many, many places out there that do. And if you are looking for a church home, if you are looking for a place to worship, you are always welcome at Covenant. We would be delighted to have you there. We are so excited this week, starting September 19th. We are kicking off our one worship service at 10 a.m., where truly everyone is welcome in our service. We will have some areas for faithful families so that our kids know that they belong, not only that we will accept them and let them be in our worship service, but that this service belongs to them and that we are delighted they are there. So families, please come join us. We would love to have you in worship. We would love to have you in Christian education starting at 9 a.m. And if you're not around here, we do live stream. And wherever you are, find a place where you know that you are loved and cherished just as you are, because our God created you, our God adores you, and you are worthy of that love. Have a great week, friends.